Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World and the Black Business School. And I wanted to hop in real quick and say hi, and also to basically share something with you that I just read. Every now and then I'll read something in the media that I think is a good business lesson. And I like talking about business. And it has to do actually with Kevin Durant. Now, Kevin Durant is a star player for the Golden State Warriors. He's a guy who's really instrumental on this team. He just didn't, he got injured this year, and as they, were defeated in the championship series. But I believe if they'd had Durant, they would have won the championship. And a lot of people believe he's the best player in the world. Well, what's interesting here is Durant is apparently going to leave the Golden State Warriors this year, which is surprising because they have a really good team. They could win a title if Durant had chosen to stay. But it looks like he's choosing to get out of here. But I don't know what he's going to do, especially now that he's injured and he has to actually take a year away from the team due to the injury that he just sustained. So anyway, so what does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Why am I talking about it? Well, there's an article here that I'm reading, the New York Post, that basically says that there was a bad joke that alienated Durant from the Warriors, a long time ago. And according to this article, it says the seeds for Kevin Durant's Warriors exit, were planted long before he ruptured his Achilles during this year's NBA Finals. And what they're basically saying is that Durant, was pretty pissed off and upset because there was a joke made about him that he didn't find to be funny. And so I'm reading here, and it says Durant's friend and former teammate Kendrick Perkins told the Undefeated that he felt Durant had one foot out the door during the 2018-2019 season because he didn't feel appreciated by Golden State. Someone close to Durant detailed the events that led to Durant leaving to sign with the Nets. And the most noteworthy reason played out in front of the entire world. During the Warriors championship parade ceremony last season, general manager Bob Myers tried a joke about Durant's contract situation, which didn't land. Myers and Steve Kerr, who's the head coach, were standing alongside television play-by-play man Bob Fitzgerald. He says, I heard you tell Kevin Durant he could have whatever contract he wants next year. So Myers jokingly said, that was just for the media. He can't have anything like that at all. And then Steve Kerr, basically said mid-level as a joke. He says, I think that you told Steph Curry he could have any contract he wants too, Fitzgerald said. And the owner says, well, I guess that's the owner. Let me see here. Myers, general manager. So the GM then says, yeah, that was different. He's been here from the way before days. He's earned it. So ultimately, this led to awkwardness, and Fitzgerald says that's when Kevin Durant was out the door because he didn't feel appreciated. First of all, I think that's crazy to do that, right? Because Kevin Durant is an amazing player. A lot of people feel that he's as good as LeBron James, and I think that now the Warriors are going to be on the outside looking in at arguably the best basketball player in the world. But putting that to the side, it does speak to running an organization and being in a boss position. One of the things I learned about sort of running a company and being a boss, or even putting together a team, or working together, or getting a lot of people on the same page, is that personalities can be one of the hardest things in the world to manage. You got a lot of egos, you get a lot of different agendas. Sometimes you have people with flat out mental illness. You have some people that will come up in there and just they want to be the center of attention. They want to be the prima donna, and you have to shut them down or boot them out, and it becomes just a big shit show. It becomes a complete mess. And so, a couple of things this makes me think about is, one, as you build your family, build your team, you're trying to be like the Golden State Warriors. You're trying to go out and win championships. First thing I would say is, even if you're the boss, show appreciation to everybody. Everybody. Try to get a fix on what matters to people, what their love language is, so to speak. Like they talk about relationships and they talk about love languages. Well, that does apply in business. Everybody in business has a love language. Some people want more money. Some people want more accolades and attention. Some people may want more time off with their family. Some people may not want anything. Some people may need you to jump in their butt, to kick their butt a little bit to push them forward, right? So different people respond to different stimuli, and you have to understand how different people are motivated and what it is that matters to them. Also, the ability to resolve conflicts is, I find, one of the most important aspects of running a business. If you ever want to really mess up a good situation, start fighting with each other. Seriously, like same thing is true with your family, your wife, your husband, your kids, your relatives, your basketball team, your business. You're making a movie. If you ever want to mess things up, start fighting with each other. The mafia, they were able to maintain some degree of unity in certain families by having codes of conduct. You do not break these rules. If you break these rules, you'll be out of the organization. If there's an issue, we're going to sit down and we're going to talk about it. The Nation of Islam has codes of conduct. From what I understand, if you have an issue with your brother, you talk to him and you talk to him face to face. You don't get to chit chatting behind somebody's back and talking about rumors and all this other stuff. You talk to them and you confirm what it is you believe and you share what you're feeling so you can resolve it and work together as a team to end the conflict so you can get back to being successful together. In fact, I read books on marriage and economics are very similar. Love and economics are the same. They all require trust. It's a commitment. People get hurt. People get traumatized. All the things that apply to a love relationship apply to almost any relationship, a business relationship, etc. And so one of the things about love is they say that couples that tend to last are the couples where when they have a conflict, they see themselves as teammates working together to battle the conflict, to get rid of the conflict. They don't see the other person as the adversary. They see the conflict itself as the adversary. So it's like when Denzel Washington was in the movie Crimson Tide, he said that the enemy of war, he was talking to Gene Hackman's character, and Gene Hackman was talking about war, and this is what the enemy does, and you have to respond to the enemy. And Denzel said, actually, sir, I don't believe that's the enemy at all. And he's like, well, who is it? Who is the enemy? Right? And he says, the enemy of war is war itself. Right? Now, what that means is that when you get around other people, when you get around black folks and you trying to build with black folks, and y'all know what I'm talking about, y'all in the same community I am, and y'all know some of our people ain't quite right in their head. There's crazy white folks out there too, but black people, we ain't nobody like the African American in terms of what we've gone through and some of the trauma we've experienced and how we can traumatize the hell out of each other and scare the hell out of each other. But when you are choosing your team and choosing your squad that you're going to roll with, look for people who want to get along. Look for people who are more likely to seek out peace than they are to seek out war. Look for people who would rather de-escalate than to escalate. Right? An escalator is somebody who trumps you. Like, oh, you called me a name, I'm gonna call you a bigger name. You slap me, I'm gonna punch you. You stab me, I'm gonna shoot you. Right? That's an escalator. Like, I'm gonna always go to another level above you because I'm seeking to dominate you, and I don't care if we burn the whole house down as long as I win. You don't want that. You want a person who de-escalates, who says, okay, look, I know you're hurt, I know you're mad. Let's figure this out so we can work together and keep being successful. Because if you don't, you'll be looking like the Golden State Warriors, who were winning championships last year, but they may not win another championship again. All right, that's just my 2 cents. I think it's needless. It was sad that the Warriors lost Durant. They shouldn't have lost him. But I've seen this happen a million times. The Dallas Cowboys used to have the most unstoppable football team in NFL history. One of the greatest teams in NFL history. They went to the Super Bowl, I think, 2 or 3 times in a row, something like that, in the 90s. And then Eagles popped in. And next thing you know, the team broke up. Cowboys ain't won a Super Bowl since. Los Angeles Lakers, when they had Kobe and Shaq, top of the world. Kobe and Shaq get to bumping heads because of egos. Everybody loses because they all go in different directions. The Chicago Bulls, that actually the Chicago Bulls are an example, I think, of a group that was actually able to make it work. And you saw what happened with the Bulls, 6 championships in a row. So go through your life and find a way to win championships, but do that by picking the right teammates. Pick people that want to get along. And when you have a conflict, when somebody hurts you, think about the implications of your choices. Don't engage in short-term gratification. Always see the big picture. Chess, not checkers. That's how you win in this game called life. It's my 2 cents. All right, guys. Speaking of these issues in the Black Business School, if you like Damon Dash, for example, we have a great program called Intelligent Boss Moves, where Dame and I spend dozens of hours discussing, business and being a boss and running organizations and everything from our own points of view. And so, given that I'm wearing this shirt that says boss on it, feel free to go to intelligentbossmoves.com. That's intelligentbossmoves.com. I think you could try it out for 30 days or something. So it's good. He talks about how he built Rockefeller and everything else. And I come in as a finance professor and give my analysis there. Also, if you want to understand how to achieve goals and how to overcome obstacles, we have a great program on that as well at blackkeystogreatness.com. That's blackkeystogreatness.com. So feel free to try that out. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. So go out there in the world, become bosses, win championships, and I'll see you on the other side. Take care. Peace.